Hello everyone, and welcome to Guwahati MuleSoft Meetup. The agenda for our today's topic is integrating email with MuleSoft API, and our speaker is Gursimran. Next one, please. Good. So, before we start, some safe harbor statement. So, both the speaker and the host are organizing this meetup in individual capacity only. We are not representing our companies here. This presentation is strictly for learning purpose only. Organizer or presenter do not hold any responsibility that same solution will work for your business requirement. This presentation is not meant for any promotional activities. Some housekeeping. As we are recording this session, we'll be providing the recording in the meetup page within 24 hours. And please feel free to ask any question you have. Okay, you already have the mic access, so you can just unmute and ask your question whenever you want. Let us make it more interactive. And at the end, you will get a feedback form. Please fill up the feedback form and share with us so that it will be helpful for us to improve. Also, you can suggest like if any other topic you want us to present in this meetup, and we can do that. Next one, please. So the organizer. So I'm the organizer for this meetup. My name is Abhishek Butwal. I'm a MuleSoft ambassador, speaker, mentor, leader for Guwahati and Lucknow group. I am a certified development architect. I have a total of 9+ years of experience and 7+ in Mule. I'm a certified industry and GTM champion. I have few other certification in Salesforce, Olaze, Delbumi, and GCP. I write blogs, create technical videos, and I have a patent for developing a portable washing machine. So that's about me. Over to you, Kusimran.
Yeah, thanks, Abhishek. Really appreciate you. Hello everyone. Thank you for taking the time to join the today's session. I hail from Lucknow, and uh, I'm currently employed with Entry Data. And prior to this, I was working in one of the big four firm, Deloitte. So here are a few highlights of my professional background. I have a MuleSoft Meetup speaker, MuleSoft Top Mentor, certified developer. I have total of around 3.5+ years of experience. I have also done a couple of MuleSoft industry champion certifications. I also hold an MBA in ITSM from NMIS. Currently, I'm also pursuing AI ML degree from IT Delhi. Apart from that, I have done a couple of other integrated certifications like Solace and Workato. So today's session, we will focus on email MuleSoft integration. We are all here to share knowledge and learn from each other. So I would encourage you to ask any questions you may have. Even after the session will end, you can reach out to me or Abhishek via LinkedIn. Yeah, so you are always welcome. Thank you. Let's make this session a productive one. So Abhishek, should I go through these
Yep,
topics?
please start
Yeah.
start off.
Yeah. The agenda for this meetup is regarding the MuleSoft email integration. So I would like to discuss about the use case, why we would require this MuleSoft email integration, why we need to integrate with emails with MuleSoft or any integration tool. Next, I will discuss about some of the basic terminologies of email protocol that are not specifically to MuleSoft, but these are related to the email servers. But they are necessary to know, before we perform our orchestration and integration with MuleSoft. Next, we will discuss regarding some of the MuleSoft email connectors. So it's basically a email connector is provided out of the box by MuleSoft, and we will discuss on this operations, various functionalities. Next thing is regarding the setting of email. So to integrate with email, we need to do some necessary settings over email server. So we will discuss on that topic also briefly. Then we will discuss about the different operations which we can do with the email connector. That will be sending, retrieving, counting, deleting on new email, or the other options which are present. After that, we will have a demo of live of the integration which we're building. So let's move to the next slide. So as I mentioned, like sending and receiving email notifications, like play a important role in the integration platform. So there are many use cases where this integration is helpful. So couple of use cases, if like I was working on a use case where uh, like we have to provide real time incident management customer support. So like for example, our objective is used to integrate the email system with the incident management system using MuleSoft. So using MuleSoft we can automate the email sending process. So, for example, a client encounters an issue and sends an email to the support team, designated email address. For example, like it is support.company@company.com. So, using MuleSoft, we can listen for incoming emails using an on new email connector. And upon receiving that email, we can extract the relevant information such as subject, body, sender, email address, any attachment. Then MuleSoft will process the extracted data, and then it can use to create a ticket in the incident management system like ServiceNow or Jira. Once a ticket will be created, MuleSoft will send an acknowledgement email back to the client confirming the receipt of the issue and providing a ticket number for reference. So the receipt and ticket number they can be sent as an attachment that I will already demo using SMTP connector. So any updates in the ticket system, they are automatically communicated to the client via email. If in any case like the ticket is not answered within the predefined SLA, then MuleSoft can also trigger like escalation emails to the high level support staff or managers. So we can like set up those in the email connector, yeah, in the CC and reply address. So basically, this was one of the use case.
Yeah, just adding to that, Guri, now mostly the email notification things we use for error handling. Also, we can say now, if we want to have a real time notification if there is any error occurred in our application, then that is a very common use case where we use the email notifications like the email servers to have that along with attachments, or if you want to send any file as attachment for any particular object, any particular project way, then also there we are using this email servers thing.
Yeah, great point, Abhishek. Uh, One more use case just came to my mind, so I will just try to hover over it briefly because I worked on this use case in my last engagement. So, like let's take an example of a use case where an e-commerce company aims to provide customer service by ensuring like real-time updates on order processing, shipping status, and delivery notification. So in that case, we are integrating the mail system with the order management system API and the warehouse management system. So, for example, like a customer will place an order on the e-commerce platform. So the OMS will process the order and confirm its details. So then MuleSoft will capture the order confirmation and it will automatically generate an order confirmation email, including the details such as item purchase, payment received, and order number. So instead of a human employing a human doing the same task, MuleSoft will automatically send that email to the customer's registered email address. As the order moves through different stages, like MuleSoft will listen for updates. And once it's handed to the shipping carrier, for example, the WMS or shipping system updates the order status, then MuleSoft will capture the shipping event and retrieve send us shipping notification email, including a tracking number, estimated delivery date to the customer. Yeah, so this was one of the use case. Like I would say, like it's a very useful use case we can do for automating the deployment. So I hope like the use case is clear for everyone. So I will just go over the next points. So as I mentioned, like email connector supports the SMTP, SMTPS, IMAPs, POP3, and POP3S protocol. So we will discuss these in detail in the next slides. Yeah, so let me go through this basic terminologies. Yeah, so basically email, like we need to know some basic terminologies of the email before we proceed with our integration. So these are necessary to perform the orchestration with MuleSoft. So there are three basic protocols which we will do with integration. So one is SMTP, one is IMAP, and one is POP3. So SMTP it's stand for Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. It's a widely used TCP protocol for sending the emails. So it's used by clients to send emails to the servers or for email communication between the server. By default, it works on TCP number 25. And the other important thing is that it does not store the email on the server. It just sends that email. Okay. So basically, SMTP we will use only when we have to send that email. So in that case, SMTP protocol is helpful. Now, next, moving to the next protocol. The next protocol we will discuss here is IMAP. So IMAP stands for Internet Message Access Protocol. It's an inbound email protocol. Basically, it will keep your emails on the server by default, and it will synchronize the emails with every folder. And we can allow access to emails from multiple locations and multiple devices simultaneously. And also it is not blocking, like it does not download the entire, we don't have to download the entire email until the recipient opens it. So it will start the processing, and in the meantime it will download the email. By default it works on the TCP number 143, and as I mentioned, it stores all the email on the server and download when it gets its request to download. Yeah, moving forward. So as I mentioned, like this IMAP as well as POP3, they are kind of pull protocols. So basically, protocols we will use if we have to retrieve emails. So retrieve or do any operations like count and delete on emails. So for from a server, if we have to list or retrieve the emails, so we will use an IMAP or POP3. Next, coming to POP3, like its abbreviation is Post Office Protocol. It's also an inbound email protocol. If your computer supports POP3, can download email message to a local machine from a server. By default, its behavior is like it will delete the message from the server once the download is complete. So we need to have the email downloaded in a local server for this protocol to work, and it will be blocking the process unless the whole email is downloading. By default, it works on the TCP number 110, and as I mentioned, when it's connected to the internet, it will start downloading all the emails. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, SMTP is a push protocol, whereas IMAP and POP3 are pull protocol. By pushing, I means like sending the email, and pull you can like abbreviate as retrieving the emails. So these are terminologies. SMTP, as I mentioned, it works between the sender email server to receiver mail server and the sender and sender's mail server. On the other hand, IMAP and POP will work between the receivers and receivers mail server. So now I know does anyone have any doubt? I think someone might have the doubt like if both are used like IMAP and POP3. So in which case like we will use what for retrieving the email? So if anyone wants to answer, like in which case we will use IMAP and in which case we will use POP3. Anyone can give in chat also.
Like pop 3 hello.
Yes, yes, you are audible.
Yes, for pop 3 you can say when a device is single device and you download first and read that the message, but in case of IMAP we can read partially.
Yeah, correct. Like, I really appreciate the answer. So, but yeah, I would like to add, who was this? What was the
Ranjit.
name?
Ranjit.
Okay,
Also,
great.
I
Hmm.
would say when the deletion, right? When the client need the deletion, then we'll go for the POP3. Otherwise, we can go for the IMAP.
Okay, so that's partially correct. Okay, so let me brief you about this. So basically, IMAP is a much more advanced and like protocol than POP3. It's basically POP3. It becomes a legacy protocol, and in POP3, like the email can only be accessed from a single device at a time. But in case of IMAP, it can be accessed across multiple devices. So as I mentioned by both of you, that we have in the case of POP3, we have to first download the email on the local system. So unless the whole email will be downloaded, then only we will be able to read that email. But IMAP will be non-blocking. So in case of IMAP, it can read partially before downloading the email. It will not stop the process. It will keep on downloading in the meantime, but it will not stop the execution of the flow. Yeah. Other point is the deletion one. It's mentioned. It's other thing is that it does not allow the POP3 will not allow a user to sync their emails in real time, but in IMAP the user can sync their emails in real time. So yeah, I think that's pretty much about these two. Uh, Now let's discuss, waste our time much on the theory, but we will do the practical. So let me move to the next slide. Uh, Next, like this is the snapshot of the MuleSoft email connector, which is present. Okay, so as I mentioned, like MuleSoft provides various out-of-the-box connectors. For the same purpose, MuleSoft has built an email connector which works on all the three protocols SMTP, IMAP, as well as POP3, which we discussed. So you just need to download that from Exchange, and else you can add the dependency in your pom.xml. And once you download that, you can see all these operations, which you can see in this slide here. Okay, so next coming to setting the email. Okay, so basically, if we have to integrate things with MuleSoft, so we need to do some settings on the email server. So I will not say this prior to like 3 years from now. 3 years back from now, there was the way of setting up the email was completely different if you have to connect to any third party APIs. But recently, from the last 2 years, Gmail did some changes in their security features and reduced two-factor association, authorization. So we cannot directly request or call the Gmail from our API. We need to create and as you know, like now every Gmail which is created, it has a two-factor authentication. So we have to generate an app-specific password and use that instead of our normal password. So basically, we have to go to the link which I mentioned here. We have to mention our email password and logging in that email. After logging in successfully, you will be directed to a page where you have to set up your app name and password. So you have to click your app name, like you can enter anything, MuleSoft or anything. So what you want, and once you click on save, password will be generated. So it will be only visible for you one time. So you just have to copy that password and keep it saved somewhere. So that's the whole process. Yeah, we'll discuss on this in the demo. After doing these settings also, we need to make sure about couple of settings in the email. So we have to make sure, like if we are using IMAP and POP, like we have to make sure that IMAP is enabled in the settings. And uh, when the when like a message is deleted, so you have to also immediately update the server. So by default it's auto exchange is off, so you have to make it on in order to make an integration work for deletion. Same for POP3. So I will show you where you can access these settings. Yeah, after this slide is complete, you have to make sure that POP is enabled for all the emails. By default, due to security constraint, like it's disabled. But yeah, as I mentioned, like it has you have to enable this. Let me go to the operations right now. So sending emails. So as I mentioned in the last slides, like we can send emails using the email SMTP connector. To send the emails, basically we will use this email send connector, and we need to drag and drop into our Mule workspace and keep this
Uh,
host port username and password.
Gursimran, maybe we can quickly do this.
Yes,
You
yes,
can
yes,
skip
yes.
this one, and we can show. So you can quickly
Sure,
show like how what are the configurations over here. Yeah.
sure, sure, sure. Do you want me to end the slide, or maybe I will just tell you
Just
this thing?
just a quick overview of this, and then we can go to the demo one.
Sure, sure. Yeah, thanks, Abhishek. So, retrieving emails, for retrieving the emails, we can use IMAP or POP3. So, as I mentioned, like both will work, IMAP and POP3, but preferably use IMAP for retrieving the emails. For deleting, also we can use IMAP and POP3. We have this on new email also. So basically, if we have any new email, which unread email which we want to read, so basically our integration will read this new email which is there in the server, and pick up that. So we can schedule a like frequency for that calling. Okay, so I think yeah, that's completed. Let's move to a demo. These are few of the references which you can go through. Let me close this. No, yes. So let me start with the setting of the email. So because this is the first step which you need to do before starting the integration. So let me open my browser quickly, and you have to open this link. Okay. So basically, for this demo purpose, I have created this demo test email MuleSoft.gmail.com. I'm not using my personal email address due to privacy reasons, obviously. Yeah, so I am logging in here. So once you click here, you just have to enter a app name, and there you will see a password. So I've just created this recently, and I copied the password. So that's it. Uh, yeah, and after this is done, you have to click over here in the settings, see all settings. If anyone wants to do live right now, they can also do the settings, yeah, in the system. So here you can see couple of tabs here. In the forwarding and pop IMAP tab, you have to click, and uh, you have to make sure that pop is enabled. So basically, if you click here, like it will be pop will be enabled, and also make sure that IMAP is enabled and auto expense is on. One more thing, like do not you have to see also see like it's also clear, like do not limit the number of messages in the IMAP folder. Otherwise, it will cause a memory error while you are calling this API. So if you set a static value, so you have to set a not limiter. Once this is done, you have to click on save the changes. So that's the only settings which you have to do. It's not much, but it's a required thing. Okay.
Maybe you want to save it because you have enabled the pop now only.
Yes, yes, yes. Sure. So yeah, let's discuss about the sending emails one. So I have just opened this. So as I mentioned in the slide, anyone who like how to see this email connector. So I don't know like about your experience. You are new to MuleSoft or you are just a beginner. Yesterday, someone pinged me on LinkedIn like she's a beginner and she wants to understand this. So I'm just telling, like from very starting, like how we uh, yesterday I noticed someone was pinging me on LinkedIn, so she wants some guidance. So I will just tell you from very beginning, like how do we import any. module or something. So basically, if you click on exchange and you type email, so you will see an email connector here, and you have to add here in the module. So basically, by doing this, you will be able to add that in the Mule palette. So this is the latest version, 1.7.3. And once you click on save, finish, like it will be automatically added to your workspace. So from in my case, it's automatically added. You can see the version as 1.7.3. And once this is done, either you can also do this thing, or you can directly add this dependency email also here in their pom.xml. Okay. I hope that's clear for everyone.
Yeah, we can move forward.
So these are the operations which are supported by MuleSoft, which I was showing you in the slide. So as I mentioned, for sending of the emails, we have to send use this send email. So I have already like keep that in my connector. So basically, let me go through the flow quickly. It's just a very basic flow which I have developed for this meetup purpose. I am using a send email, and for connector configuration, like this thing is very important. Like I want everyone to focus right now here. Okay. So like host, basically it's the host name of the server with which you are connecting. So in case of Gmail, it will be smtp.gmail.com, and in case like you are connected to Outlook, it will be smtp.office365.com. Okay. So and then moving to the port. So port is the basically the port name of the server. So for the Gmail, it's while integrating with MuleSoft, it's 587. One more thing, like if the host name value is defined with a property name and the value is kept empty, then it will default to the local host value. So username is the basically the email address that username used to connect with the email server. So in my case, it's the test email MuleSoft.com. And can anyone tell what is this password?
The, this is Gmail password, right?
Yeah, so that's one of the trick point of here. So this is not the Gmail password basically. So this is the password which we just set up with the app specific password. So if you remember, we had created an app name here, MuleSoft. So once you clicked on here, and a password will be generated. So that password we will keep that here. It's not our Gmail password. Yeah, earlier it used we should be able to connect, like I think around 3 4 years back, using that Gmail password directly. But after the Gmail introduced like two-factor authentication and MFA, we are not yet able to. So we have to create a specific password if you want to integrate any third-party REST APIs with the email server.
Yeah, it's
So it's that password. Yeah,
it's like a connected app, like how we create a connected app for our MuleSoft platform, right? So if our
correct, correct.
MuleSoft platform is MFA enabled, we cannot use our username and password directly for that. So we need to use a connected app. So same way, we need to create an app password over here, which will be used to connect with the servers for Gmail or maybe for other email servers.
Correct, correct, Abhishek. Yeah. So yeah. So once the configuration is done, you can add these points here, like to address basically the email address to which you want to send that email. So in my case, I am keeping the same address, testemailmulsoft.com. If you want to keep any address for CC and BCC, you can also keep that. Reply to address, yeah, if you want to reply anything to the address, so you can keep the same email. Obviously, for security reasons, I'm not keeping any other email address because my emails would be visible. So I am just keeping that dummy email address. So now the subject. So basically the subject of the email which you want to keep while sending the email. So for example, for the use case which I defined, like if there is any order update we have to send to each of the user. So in that scenario, we will build our flow with the subject order details that will be sent to all the customers. Okay, now this is just a dummy one. So I just created a test view subject. So body. So body is basically the body or the content payload of the message which you want to keep in the email. Content type, like these are content type which you want to keep. Encoding, if you have to define any encoding like UTF-8 16, you can define that here. Now that this thing constant transfer encoding, so basically it's used to send the body encoding. So there are a couple of options here, like you can use base 64, 8-bit, 7. Okay, let me show it. It's 7-bit binary stored printable. So, in case you are sending attachments or a large payload, so I would advise to use a base 64 one. So, yeah, otherwise, if you use a bit one, it will cause memory issues while sending attachments. Yeah, Choted printable you can use if you are sending without any no attachment. You are sending just the payload in the body, like as a text without any attachment. Okay, so the next I mentioned is attachment. So the attachment, if you need to send, like this is an option field, like if you need to send any attachment in that email, that will be sent using this attachment field. Here, this you can define any custom name of the attachment which you want to create, and you can define the value which will hold this file. This file will hold this payload. Now the same content transfer for this attachment. So for this also, like this is an attachment, so I'm keeping base 64 only to avoid any issues. Okay, so that's the like basic overview of this. I will go through some of the other things later, but yeah, let me just show you. So here, as you saw, like I am keeping this attachment.json with the subject test mule. So let me try to hit this. So this is email SMTP attach. So as you can see in my postman, like this is the payload which I will be sending. And I, in this case, in that attachment which I'm creating, attachment.json, this payload will be populated here. Okay, so let me hit it right now. Okay, so you can see it's successful, and let me open my email. You can see it's real very quick. 11:38, 11:38 is received. So we received this attachment.json here, and it contains exactly the same payload which we have sent through our postman request. Okay, so this is one of the use case, and I will just show you one more thing for detailed, because yeah, yesterday like I know, like one someone, two people were pinging on LinkedIn, like they want to understand like how to send without attachment, with attachment. So yeah, I created a use case like that to know them. I don't know like if they're joined yet, but so this is the other flow without attachment. Uh, so if you don't want to send any attachment, so basically in that email, and you want to send a payload as a complete body, so you can do that also. So you have to keep the same everything. For sending the attachment, you can keep like a content type application JSON or text plan, anything. Transfer encoding you can keep as printable. Yeah, just this thing you have to keep nothing because you're not sending any attachment. So that's it. So let me show what's the. So this is email STP. Let me show you by hitting this. So it's basically the same exact payload, but can someone tell what will happen in this case if I hit this? Anyone? So
Anyone can try at least a guess. It doesn't matter it is right or wrong.
uh, okay, no issues. I will, I will tell. Okay, so it's basically very easy. Like I mentioned, it's without attachment. So yeah, if I hit this, you can see it's successful. So let me show this email. So you can see it's very real quick and see how it's appearing now. So the payload, entire payload is directly appearing as a body in the body. It's not sending any attachment. So you can send anything. I'm sending a JSON. You can send a multi-part XML, CSV, anything you can send here as a body. So in case, like for example, as I mentioned in the use case, you have to write order details here. Order is delivered. So basically, you can in that case, like if you don't want to send an attachment, you can pass that payload as yeah, the order is delivered on this date with the order number this. So you can send it dynamically without sending an attachment. Okay, so hope that's clear.
Yeah, just one point. Can you open the send email connector, the configuration send email? Anyone?
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. So in this case, you will see like Gursimran has hard coded the from email to email, CCBC, all those. So you can parameterize that. Okay. Like you can have it dynamically from the request itself. You can define what you want to send. Even for the subject and body, like if you want to send both attachment and subject together, that is also sorry, body and attachment together, that is also possible. Just you need to define the different fields from where the data is coming. Okay. So just for demo purpose, it has been hard coded. But yes, when we work real time, we don't hard code it. Either we provide it up from the property file, or the payload or the data what we are providing, we provide it from there as a dynamic value.
Yes, correct, Abhishek. Yeah. So yeah, you raised a very good point. If you will do any integration for any engagement, so yeah, don't do like this. Yeah, you have to pay price. You can also give it dynamically. So yeah. So
Yeah.
these are the use case which
Hi, Gusimran. I have a doubt.
yes,
Yes.
yes, please tell.
Yeah. So, in the wall, you have to address and you
Mm-hmm.
have choose edit inline, right? So, if you want to give email address dynamically from the payload or someone, so how can we give? And what are all the options instead of editing line to do address and CC?
Okay. So you can write an expression here. You can give any expression like data weave expression, like
Okay.
you want to give. Yeah, you can create it dynamically. That will not be issue. I tried it. Like basically, I tried it, but did not wanted to make it complex for the meetup.
Okay. Sure.
So yeah, you can create it dynamically from the payload. Yeah.
So you can define it as that hash and brackets what we give, right, to read any
Yeah.
payload or variables. So you can define that over here. So that will make it dynamic.
Correct. Correct. Yeah.
Got it. Thanks.
Yeah. So basically, it's all the fields like which you see in email, CC, BCC, reply to. You can set all the fields which you see in normal email. Okay. So one more important use case, like I have developed here. So I just want to differentiate some of the functionalities. So, does anyone know about email headers? Like how to see the headers of email in Gmail or anything? If not, then that's also fine. I am here to guide. Okay, let me go through this.
Guys, let's make it more interactive, right? Okay, this is quite interesting because this is something which will be helpful for your projects, because these are some common thing which are required. So just try to at least unmute or maybe in chat, yes, no, anything. This is all for learning, so let us make it more interactive. Okay, please don't
Yeah.
just be silent, just try to speak anything, whatever. It doesn't matter, it's wrong, right? Anything. We are over here for learning, so we are doing that part. That's it. Yep.
So basically, I am not able to see the chat. So Abhishek, if you have anything
Yeah,
in
yeah,
chat,
I
you
will.
can notify
I
me.
will.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
will. I will let you know. No worries.
And
Okay.
Gursimhan, can you please, for to address, can you send your email address from payload and access here so that we can have a that as well.
Sorry, what thing?
You have given to address your mail, right?
Uh-huh.
So instead
Yes,
of
yes.
an editing line, can you pass your mail from payload and access here?
Yes, yes, we can do it as I mentioned. Like we can use an expression like
Maybe,
using a dynamic
maybe
data
you can
B.
show it, Simran. Maybe you can show
Okay,
an
okay.
image.
Sure, sure. Let me maybe I will just cover this use case. Then yeah, I will just edit this code. Yeah,
Yeah, sure.
that's
Thank you.
that's fine.
Thank
Yeah. Okay. So but yeah, you will be able to set up this. Yeah, you can try also from your end, but I will do this. Yeah. So email flow with headers. So this basically I've defined if you have to send any headers with emails. So basically, if you see in like I don't know, like what's the email vendor which are using in your organization. So in case you are using Outlook, so you must be seeing there are some priority emails, so you can send priority as high, low, like that. uh, like I hope everyone know that. So in Gmail you cannot directly see that, so you can see that in the details or in the message. So you can define any headers which you have to define while sending the email here in the advanced section. So I for this scenario I have defined exploratory and name. Okay, rest all the configurations are same. For this one also I am sending an attachment as a base 64. So let me hit this one. It's email SMTP headers. Okay, so let me hit this one. So last email is 1141. Okay, so let me check my mail. So it's real quick here. No, you see, you receive this email, but anywhere you can see the headers. No, I think no, you will not be able to see the headers here. So basically, if you does anyone knows like how to see the headers? Uh, I,
Uh,
I, I,
in
I will wait
Gmail,
for a
I'm
minute.
not sure. Yeah, anyone have they tried to see the headers, the priority things, how they can see in Gmail?
I will wait for like 30 seconds. Then yeah, if not, then I will. Okay. So basically, you have to click on this show original.
So original.
Okay, who was that? I when just when I first speak.
Yeah, that's me.
Okay, okay, okay. Sorry, what is your name? Who spoke?
Ranjit.
Okay, okay. Yeah, great. Thank you. So we have to create on show original, and we could see our headers here. So basically, after the content type, we will be able to see X priority and name. So basically, you will be able to see all the attributes and properties of that email here in the if you click on show original. So you see what we have defined in headers, we are able to see here. So now let me open the last email. So in this email, we did not share any headers. So if we try to open this code of this email, so yeah, I hope everyone can confirm that they are not able to see any headers here. Same for the first scenario which you did. If you try to open, we are not able to see any headers. But yeah, for we can see any we can send any dynamic headers like from by any way, like we can send through the in the advanced section header section. So Yeah, that's also a pretty useful thing. So basically, I've covered all the useful scenarios which we will use in our normal like use cases while working for any engagement. So that will be like, I think, super helpful for while you are working for any order management system or any like kind of ticketing tool. So you can create like in case of ticketing, you can assign priority as one. Yeah, in case of uh, while sending any email through Outlook, like for example, there's an escalation you have to send, so you can define its priority as high. That will be one with the headers which are defined. Okay, so moving to the next thing, this is something very important I forget to add in the starting. So if you will just do this connector configuration here with the host port username and password, can anyone tell, will it work or we have to do some other settings also? I'm not saying like we have done everything Gmail settings and we have entered our host port username and password. So will that work successfully? Can anyone tell?
Anyone from the team? Like, have you tried this? As we have one question from Shivam saying that he was trying to have multiple recipient, but he was unable to share that. So maybe Guri, we will show that at the last when we will showing a dynamic how we put dynamic two email address, right? There we can try with multiple. But anyone has tried this? What other configuration we need? We need one more configuration to make it enable and working. Anyone like to try this? Yes, no, anything? Okay, Guru, you can show.
Okay. So basically, just let me tell the theory about this. So basically, Gmail, like they have some security constraints. So without ensuring TLS in the server, like this will the connection will not happen. So it will treat it as insecure. So basically, we have to set this property in the advanced properties. Inbox section like mail.smtp.starttls.enable, and we have to set this as true. So basically this is a Java thing related to key store and trust store, and due to the security constraints, like the Gmail will not accept insecure connection, so it will throw in into an SSL error if you will not define this property. So the transport set method will use the default transport protocol, which is SMTP. To use SMTP over SSL, we have to set this property equal to true. So this is the easiest approach which we can do. Otherwise, you can do some other. There's a long process which you can do, but yeah, this is the most easiest process which we can do to make our code working with SMTP. Okay, so by enabling this, the server will know that this is a secure connection and they will not throw error. One more important point. So if you have to see debug logs here, so you have to set, you can set one more property, mail.debug, and you can set it as true. Okay. So yeah, uh, apart from that, if you have, you need to define any expiration policy, if after some time you don't need to send those emails, you can also define that. Yeah, so for this logging one, so after using this mail.debug, it to you will need to also define async logger appender in the log4j2.xml. I hope everyone is aware of the basics here and what's log4j2.xml does. So basically, it's used to define the logging mechanism of our API. So you have to define a SIG logger with the name org.mule.extension.email and provide its level as debug. So I will not recommend this using in a production server because it will print all these minute threads and connection details of the emails, and it will be a security constraint as well as it would cause a system to crash and cause a memory issue. So for every connection, email connection which is opened, it will print the logs, and it will definitely cross the memory error. So just for local testing, you can use this. Even in deploying in any server, you should not use it. Okay, so this was the thing which I wanted to share. Okay, just allow me a moment. So I have shared you how to configure this SMTP if you have to send the emails. Now, let me show you how to retrieve the emails. So basically, if you have to retrieve the emails, you have to use IMAP or POP3. So let me go through this IMAP first. So if you click on here in IMAP here, you can see these three options on new email, list, count messages. So in case you need to list all the emails present in a server or retrieve the emails, you will use the list IMAP. Okay, so let me show you the connector configuration here. Same thing as I mentioned in case of SMTP. For host name, in case of IMAP, will be imap.gmail.com. In case of Outlook, it will be imap.office365.com. Uh, yeah, and same in case of any other email vendor. Port I use 993, username and this password. So yeah, the password is the same which we discussed earlier. One observation here, I observed like this will also not work if we just set up this IMAP connection. So you have to set this as IMAP. So you can set up a trust key store and trust store either, or just to make your integration work for a workaround, which though I will not recommend. You can just make this as secure, so it will take this as a secure one. It will trust those. The email will trust those. If you don't have a, otherwise you can easily also create a keystone and trust store. That will not be issue. Okay, so same thing here. The configurations are pretty same here. Yeah, you can define a current mock configuration and properties which you can define here. You can define a pooling profile if you want to use the threads. Okay, so let me go to the perspective. Yeah, so this is the connector configuration which I have just described. Now the other thing is uh, mailbox folder. So basically, you have to keep the folder from which you want to retrieve the emails. You can keep like all emails. Basically, it will fetch from all the folders, drafts. You can even fetch the drafts, important, sent emails, spam, start, trash, or inbox. Okay. So another important thing which I want everyone to focus on my screen right now, because this is a very important feature which will be useful in if you're working in any engagement. So there is a match with condition. So you can define any. There are some pre-populated conditions which are created while creating this connector by MuleSoft. So you can keep this filter. So basically, by applying this match condition, it will filter those emails. So I will just brief you about these conditions quickly because this is something new, and yeah, people were really need to be from the basics. So scene, it will indicate whether like to retrieve the scene or not emails. So it's a kind of enumeration. It could be either a require, include, or exclude. By default, its value is include, but you can define anything. Unsert, like it indicates whether to retrieve unsert or not unsert emails. Delete, Basically, it will indicate whether to retrieve the marked as deleted or not marked as deleted emails. Recent, like whether to retrieve recent or not recent emails. Received since, basically you can define a date time, which includes a date after which to retrieve the received emails. Received until same date time indicates the date until which to retrieve the received emails. Sent since indicate the date after which we have to retrieve the sent emails. Subject, yeah, same as sent until, you can like guess from here. So subject request, which is used to match with the wanted emails subject. So basically, if you see in our, though I think, yeah, I have created some other emails also. So if you want to filter and receive all the emails with the subject text mule, so you have to define that in the request text mule. Yeah, so it will by doing so it will not like retrieve these emails which have some different subject. Okay, another very important feature, it's delete after retrieve. Okay, so yeah, I know everyone should be aware of this. This is present in many connectors, but still, like, so after email is retrieved, so there may be a scenario where if you like in every organization, maybe like the organization stores the email for maybe a 2 to 3 years span of time, and after that it archive the old emails. So basically, you don't want the emails which you have already downloaded and retrieved to be stored in the server, and you want them to be deleted. So you can set this as true. Otherwise, yeah, you can set it as false if you don't want to delete the emails after that's retrieved. So if you want to set any pagination, I hope everyone is aware of pagination. Like it's not related to MuleSoft, but it's a very common term. You should be aware. So page size, like if you have to define any page size, like it will fetch like in one page how many the size of the emails would be there. So 100 offset if you have to send, limit. So can anyone tell what is this limit? Now I will like ask you from all, what is this limit here? And I would like give a hint, right? Like maybe after some time, if anyone is not able to answer.
It's based on the number of emails. Let's say if we have 1,000 of emails in our inbox,
Mhm.
and if we keep this limit as a -1, I think it will retrieve all the 1,001. But if we keep the limit as like 100, then it will be only able to retrieve the 100 emails from the inbox.
Okay, yeah, very
And the
good. May I know about
minus,
your?
sorry,
Yes, yes. Please speak. Yeah,
and I think -1 indicates there is no limit.
correct. May I ask? You should have seen this property somewhere else also. Like in which connector you have seen this properties?
We
Like
can
in
see
which all
this in
connectors?
batch processing.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Okay, so basically, if you define it as a -1, so basically it's a normal match here. It's a negative, so it will never be true. So it will never be like it will retrieve all the emails. If you define it as zero, if you define it as zero, it will not retrieve any email. If you define it as any positive number, 2 to 3, it will define only retrieve only two emails, and then will stop it. Okay, so the streaming strategy, you can define it as file storage retrieval or like non-retrievable or repeatable. In case you have large payload, like define it as file storage retrieval and define the in-memory objects. So yeah, this is pretty common. Like yeah, in every connector streaming. Okay, so this is the basic connector configuration of here. Okay, many a times, like while connecting to email, you might face connection issues. So I'm user until successful. Yeah. So in case you close the email or something. Okay. Just let me go through the first. Let me go through the flow which I created. So the flow I have created purposely, like I wanted to show some use cases for all the connectors. So for the same reason, I have built the flow in such a way that it serves all the purposes. So I want everyone to focus on my screen right now and understand like what's the flow is doing basically. Okay, so after an email is retrieved, I'm counting the email. So it's also the same connector configuration we have to do in email iBox. We have to give the mailbox folder which we want to give count filter. So we can define a count filter if we have to filter emails as deleted, new, or unread. Okay, so this is yeah pretty easy. Nothing to uh, rename this. You can define a target variable here. I've defined this as count, which is store this payload. So the same thing which you are doing through this count connector, can anyone tell how, if you're using a list, how can we achieve this any other way?
Although he has already shown that. So anyone?
Using data weave.
Yeah,
Okay, so
in DataWeave how? Achal, maybe. In DataWeave what
We have a count function, right? So we can use that. And
count
okay,
function?
so count will work for all type of data bits, or count will work for which data type?
Size of
Size of
E-
yes.
Yeah, yeah, correct. So basically, you are getting as a payload. In
correct.
that case, count will not work. Who was that? Who said count? But yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
Count is Achal.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Okay, yeah, no issues. Yeah, you did like great job, but yeah, that will not work in this case. Like we are getting as a payload, so size of will work. Okay, so yeah, here I have defined two variables. First, so this is very important. Let's please see. So this I have defined this as count, and this variable I have defined as email count. Okay, so please note this one. So yeah, this will be like I will proceed with this scenario at a later stage. So after that, like after the email is retrieved, we are using a for each because as you know, there are multiple emails in my server. So we need to read through them one by one. So I am setting some the data which we are retrieving from the emails, like email subject, from email to send date, CC address, email body, and then I'm forming a CSV payload and I'm creating a file, new file in my local system, basically. So yeah, I'm keeping a state new in case like so for example if it's executed once the file is already present, then in that case it will just go and append the already existing file. uh, so in case like the file is already created, from here it will go to this on continue and append the already created file with this headers which I've defined here. Okay, after this is complete, I am setting an variable. So basically, every email which will be retrieved from the server, they would have a ID associated, unique ID associated with them. So that could be retrieved from the payload using attributes.id. So in an event like when we will retrieve the emails, we would see in one for each one ID, then in the second ID. Okay, so once this is completed, so can anyone tell like when this for each is completed, what's the which email? For example, we have 10 emails in our server. So after this for each, like which ID will be accessible to the next component? Okay, so this is a bit typical. So okay, fine. So, uh, like it will retrieve like basically in the last execution the ID which will be overridden. It will be the last retrieved email ID. So that will be stored. I hope everyone is aware that in for each, like, can anyone tell like what's the behavior of payload and variable in a for each?
For each payload will be same after for each, but variable will be different. The last modified variable will be finalized after for each.
Okay, and would you be able to access the payload after a for each?
Yes, we can access the after for each the same input of for each is same.
Okay, Abhishek, any comments on that?
Yeah, he's
I don't
right.
think
Like,
so.
no, no, it's right.
Like,
So before
okay,
for each, whatever payload we'll have, we'll get it after for each as well. Because
yes,
for
yes,
each doesn't give the payload out, it gives the variable out.
yeah, yeah,
Similarly, parallel for each is the reverse. Parallel for each give the payload out, but doesn't give the variable out. But in this case, as we are doing for each, and we are just keeping attribute.id. So whatever ID is before that, we are not concatenating it. So we are going to
yes,
get only the last ID, and the
yes,
other before IDs whatever we have used, that will be overridden because it is
correct.
overriding the same variable.
Correct, correct. Yeah, this is just I wanted to share. So I want to share that the payload which is modified inside the for each, that will not be accessible outside the for each. So that's the reason I am using this variable inside this so that we can use this same variable outside the for each. Okay. So after that, I'm using this. Yeah, as Abhishek mentioned, I hope everyone is clear that it will retrieve the last fetched email ID. Rest all email IDs will be overridden. Yeah, just like if everyone can confirm on the chat, if everyone is aware, got the point. Yeah, Abhishek mentioned it very gracefully, like he explained it. But yeah, I hope everyone is clear. So after that, I'm using a delete for connector here. So delete, it will delete the email. Like we can specify the mailbox folder, and we can specify the ID. So basically, this email ID is the unique ID which I mentioned. So in that case, I'm setting this variable here, email number. So basically, yeah. Now, can anyone tell what it will delete? Like which email it will delete? Anyone? Like, let's make it more interactive, please.
Anyone, guys? Ashwini, Kishore, Rakesh, Ritvik, which one it will delete? You just mentioned. Okay.
Sorry, Gusmara, can you please open the configuration of delete? Like
Mm,
Okay.
what you have configured there
So basically, it's the
inside the.
same which we are setting here in this set variable.
Okay, then it will delete the last one, the last type.
right. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
So Shivam also mentioned in chat last one. That's right.
Sure. So after that, I'm just setting the final payload, and I am setting this. So I'm setting two variables in the final payload: email count and count. So one is this using the email connector, the count connector, and one is using size of. So yeah, this is the overall end-to-end flow which I have developed. So I hope like everyone is clear on that. And now I will proceed with the demo. So this is was very important to understand the flow first. Okay, let me hit it. So this is the first flow with matcher. So yeah, can anyone reiterate like what matcher I have set here? Okay, no issues. So I have set this subject as text mule here. So it will retrieve all the emails with subject text mule. So let me hit this flow. I think I have already created the kept the breakpoint here. Okay,
But you are running. I guess it will stop. You are in run mode.
okay, I am in run mode. Let me check.
Yeah. You should have got the answer. Yeah. That's fine. In pop, maybe you can try it in debug mode.
Yes, yes, yes. So you can see, all of you guys can see these are so these many threads are there, links are connection details. So this is because we have used debug logs here. Okay, if you don't use it, we will not see so many logs. So that was the only reason I was saying that it will cause the server to crash if we use here. Okay, so yeah, I think I'm using debug mode only. We get
Okay.
it. Yeah. So we are getting this payload here. Okay, so in the payload, you can see like each of the details in kind of multi-part objects. So there's nobody in the first attachment. In this one, like there's no attachment, we have send as a payload. Okay, likewise there are multiple way. So I will just move next. Where I have to stop, I will just stop and show you. Okay, let me maximize this one. So now I want everyone here to answer this thing. uh, so here I will just show you the configurations again. Here I am defined a match condition, and here in the email connector I am using this count variable, and in size of I am using email count. So can anyone tell, will this variables match? Will the variable match using size of and count here in this condition?
Size it will match, right? Payload and size count.
Payload and
No.
size. No,
So
what we mean is the output from the count connector and the output from the size of payload. What we are doing, will it match?
It should match.
Okay.
okay, can you elaborate why?
We are sized by payload, right?
Yes.
Okay, okay. Anyone else?
Just a hint for count. He has used all type of data. It may be delete, read, unread, all. Anyone else want to try? Okay, maybe we can move forward. We can show.
Okay, okay, okay. So I mentioned like couple of times here. So I use a match condition here. So with that, so it will fetch only those emails which have subject as test mule. But we have couple of other emails also, dummy emails which I have created. You can see this one. Okay. So in this case, the count will depend on the list connector only, and it will fetch the count from that it like basically the size of will depend on the list connector. Sorry, the count of will fetch all the emails from the inbox. We are not keeping any, it's all. And we cannot like keep a filter here in this count. So basically it will be fetching all the emails which are present in the inbox. But while the payload is literally using the list condition, it is not fetching all the emails from the inbox. It's only fetching those emails which have subject as test mule. So using size of will give the size of only fetched emails using the list. So that will be only the emails which are having subject test mule. So you can see there's a number difference. So now I think everyone can correlate like so can you even tell how many emails are there which does not have as count as which does not have subject as test mule?
4.
Four.
uh, yeah, yeah, okay, okay, yeah, so that was basically you can also, I have given the connector names also like that. You should be able to see like that count total email inbox, count of matching emails. I make it very descriptive for everyone to see. Okay, no issues. So it comes inside this for each, and yeah, let me take a breakpoint maybe here. Uh,
Gursimran, let's make it a little quick. We will be out
yes,
of
yes,
time.
yes,
Okay.
yes, 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 yes. Okay, there are a couple of emails I don't want to. There will be so much data. Just keep a breakpoint here. Okay. Yeah. After this delete is done, like it deleted the last email. Yeah. And after this is done, it is went. So let me show you the postman. So you can see I printed both of the logs here. Count of the listed emails 10, and count of the total emails in box as 14, which I showed here. Okay, so this is pretty clear and easy. Now let me show you one more condition. Here I am not keeping any matcher here in this case. So I hope like everyone can guess what will be the value of these two variables in like will it be same or will there be any difference in the value for this retrieve through this count connector and transform message. Here I'm not keeping any filter here.
It should be same now.
Then it will be same.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, it's I just hit it. It's retrieving from here. Okay, I will not keep any breakpoint here. Just keep a breakpoint because there's so the payload is huge. Okay, there's because of the huge payload, there's it's retrieving this event. Yeah, let's wait for few couple of seconds. Okay, so you can see it's 1313. Now let me just forward this here. Okay, so you can see the last email count, sorry, which is that email number 104. This is the unique ID which will be deleted. Okay, so once it's done, like, okay, you will be able to see that one email is deleted and you will be able to see the count is less in here. So you can see it's 13, 13, earlier it was 14. Okay, I hope everyone is clear on that. I just need a quick confirmation. Yeah, in the meantime, I will just uncomment this flow. So basically, as I was mentioning about the on new email IMAP here, so basically it will read all the new emails which you have to send. So a couple of properties here. Abhishek, we still have time. Like how much time we have? Like you want me to
Yeah,
do
yeah.
very fast
No, no,
or
it's fine. We are good. I hope everyone is good if we go little over time. Like he's explaining really well and with good examples. So yeah, we can go. Sometime.
okay? So this email on new email, like you must have used with DB or file, yeah. But yeah, for this email also we have this out of the box connector for this one. This configuration is same. You have to just specify the inbox folder. Now this is very useful property. Delete after retrieve and enable watermark. Just I want just someone to tell me quickly what this enable watermark will do.
It will maintain the track for process recalls.
Okay, so like let me ask you a question again. So, for example, if there are 10 emails in the server, and we have done our API, so in the first execution, like how it will behave?
The first execution will get returned.
It will start.
Okay,
It will start from the last retrieved mail. If total retrieved mail is we have done in the first count as 5, then it will start from the sixth one.
okay, yes, correct. So yeah, if we send another email like after the 10 emails are read, so the new email it will be reading here. So only if we enable the watermark here. So internally, yeah, again, can you even tell what internally it uses, like this watermarking? Uh,
Basically, what property, time, the email ID, like the attribute ID, or what it is using internally for the watermarking.
Gmail number, right?
You mean email
okay,
ID?
Yes, yes.
okay, Okay, so that's not the case, but yeah, basically I want to know, like this watermark thing which you will be using, which connector in MuleSoft enables this thing. So basically, it's using another connector internally under the hood. So can anyone tell what it's using?
Object store.
Yeah, correct. That's what I wanted to hear. So basically, this watermark property it's internally using persistent object store, which is by default present while defining this connector. So it's using a persistent object store. Otherwise, also you can use a manual watermarking to you can do. But what's the use if you can just stick here? Yeah. If you don't have a watermarking option, you can do, but it's internally using this watermark. You can also define a IMAP matcher. So this one thing, because I just wanted it to be a kind of detailed one. Just uh, allow me a minute. I'm just connecting to a charger. Okay, can anyone tell about this remote search? So basically, this remote search, like if it will search the filters. So basically, the filters should be resolved on the server side. So like if the default value is false, which means like by default the filters are resolved on the client side. So like by activating this, like it will diminish the traffic by reducing the number of emails sent to the client for processing. So we can enable like image search and filter for this IMAP at server side when the matcher is used. Okay, schedule strategy. I hope like everyone is everywhere. Redelivery, advanced features. Yeah, I just wanted like to understand like what's this primary node, how it will behave. Can anyone tell? This is not specifically related to this connector, but I just wanted to give an explanation. So I just want to understand like what's the experience you have.
So, when like in a cluster, I would say when we have multiple servers, one server would act as a primary node. So, like we have the scheduler will only run on our primary node. Like if one of the node get failed, the other will become primary. So, it's in almost in terms of MuleSoft, I would say. So, primary node is basically when the main node will run. Like as I said that in the cluster we have the number of servers. When only one of the server will act as a primary, other will act as a secondary. Like if the primary get failed or get down, then the other will act as a primary one.
That's right, Achal. Like the primary
Okay.
keeps on changing time to time, so
Yeah.
it will be looking for the primary only.
Correct. Yeah. So basically, as you can see right now, it's still fetching those emails. Okay, let me send a new email right now. So I'm sending you the email address. Let me keep it as Meetup. Okay. So this email is set. Uh, Now let's wait for a few seconds because like there's so the data is huge, so it will take yeah, few couple of minutes to read this one new email. Okay, this is already here. Meetup. Okay, you can see a pop-up is spam. So I just for the same reason I keep this breakpoint right now. So you can see this body as Simran, and in the attributes you can see those like meetup subject meetup. Okay, so it's the same email which we have sent right now. It's retrieving that. Okay, so yeah, that's I think pretty much clear. So I just I don't want my logs to crash the system, so I will just because it's schedule
Oh,
polling every 5 minutes. I will just
first
toggle
topic.
this.
first
Yes,
topic.
yes, yes, yes. Okay, so that's pretty much about this IMAP. I have explained all the connectors with scenarios, all these possible scenarios with examples with the live demo. So let me move quickly to the POP3. Though I will not recommend much to use POP3, but yeah, still we will use have a demo on this. So for the
Why,
POP3 one
why
also,
not top three, Gulsiman? Why you
so
did that?
yeah, it's not any hard and fast rule, but yeah, it's like it it does not sync the emails. And the thing is that like we have to download the emails in the entire system. It's kind of blocking up, like in the opposite case to IMAP. So it behaves somewhat differently with IMAP, and IMAP provides more security. So most of the email protocols which are being used, like which are integrating, they are using IMAP only. uh, POP3 is a little less secure also. Okay, but you can use anyone according to your choice. So in case of POP3 also, like we have to define it as this SIM POP3 connection just to make it work around. I make it as insecure so that it does not throw us any error. Same property I've defined is as mail debug equal to true, just to see some debug logs. Yeah, that's pretty much same. Okay. So, same match with condition which I've shown you in the IMAP condition, which you can see here. But there's because this is a for POP3. One more thing I forgot to mention, like usually they're not a bit like this. I think they're still using that Mule 3 version one. So you can see some less number of parameters here. But yeah, so even here also you can see this delete after retrieve and set this pagination one. I'm using this count message, same here. Here you will not see this filter, which you will see in this IMAP. Yeah. So let me first. So first, before doing this, let me verify the settings again for this server. Okay. So yeah, this is enable pop for your email when keep Gmail pop is in the inbox. Okay. Let me see the changes again. Okay, yeah, because the number of emails are high, it's still reading those. You can see in the logs, the payload and everything is appearing because for the same purpose, I set up this debug logs. All the attributes from to payload attachment, multi-part, it's appearing here. Okay, so you can see this is authentication command succeeded. Plus this login plain with XML auth. Okay, so you can see this all the payloads here. Okay, so let me move next. Same, we have this POP3 for the count. Okay, basically it's all the same connector which I have explained, the count list. Yeah, it's the same. There's nothing difference here. Okay, but this is something different which I wanted to show. POP3 on new flow. Okay, this is already okay. So here is the same. Yeah, it's same with couple of differences as compared to IMAP. So here we are defining the inbox folder, the connector configuration, and here you will not see in the POP3 because there's some protocol. We will not be able to enable watermarks with POP3 connector. So if you have to enable watermark here, either you have to set up your object store, custom object store you can set up. Yeah, so you will not see an watermark option. You cannot set up watermark. Yeah, but you can set this match and every other property. Okay, same thing is except the watermark. Okay, here I am just trying to modify the payloads because appearing in text format. So I am just trying to extract the bodies somewhere like that. So maybe let me keep a breakpoint and show you. Okay, so it's already retrieving, and you can see the emails are being retrieved by one. If I send a new email, so basically it will POP3 by default. It will retrieve all the emails present in the server. So that is not use. Yeah, I will say useful. Like we should only retrieve only the new emails. So for to achieve that case, like we have to in some extra logic like object store or something. Okay, so maybe I will just write a POP3 something. Okay. You can see, everyone can see this. So basically what it's doing, because it's coming after every 1 second, because there is no watermark here. So after every 10 seconds, it's retrieving the emails repeatedly. Okay. So maybe I have to just, because it will cause the system to crash, it's retrieving. Everyone. I will just comment this. Okay, so guys, I am done with the demo. Like, I have covered all the use cases which will have been possible using the characters, email characters. 1 minute. So, if anyone has any questions, they can feel free to ask. I think we are 5 minutes up the time, Abhishek. Correct? It's not
That's
much.
fine. That's fine. 10 minutes.
Yes,
So,
yes.
so we are done with the demo part. So if anyone have any question, please feel free to ask.